Welcome at tutorial 2. In tutorial 2, we're going to look at the mask settings and how you can improve the masking of your plant. We have several ways of masking the plant. So in this case, you're now looking at the total image. You can mask on the Fv over Fm, then you're masking on the fluorescence of the F maximum. That's this image. And good to know already is when you move your cursor over the screen like this, you will see the numbers change here. And that's the value of the Fm. So in this case, it's 19,832. So you know this amount of intensity you can mask on. Like this dark spot has only 7,000, so it's way lower. So you have to be aware that you choose the right number. I'm going to show you how you can do that a little bit by trial and error. If you go to mask and you say I use a Fv over Fm and it's on 1,000, wow, it's already pretty good. There's a little bit noisy here still, so I'm just going to increase it to 1,400. There you are, a little bit better. And you see a little bit of edge effect. Well, we have a function for that. Here in the bottom you can see delete edge. It will delete the first pixel line surrounding the plant. You can see it over here, how it looks like. So this is the pixels that are deleted of the plant. Also to make sure that the image is not in half a pixel or something like that. So now it's already pretty good. If you have, when I go to the Fv over Fm image, you see you can also mask on the Fv over Fm value. If you have a lot of algae in the bottom, or you're measuring dead parts of the plant you don't want to measure, you can mask it out of the plant, because as you can see here, the Fv over Fm it will be displayed over here. So you see it's 0.522. So if I put this on 0.55, press enter, always press enter. When it's black, it's counted to, and you say add, it will delete the parts that have this pixel level. If you do 0.6, you will see more parts of the plant will disappear. Sometimes it can be useful, sometimes it doesn't. So for now it doesn't because I want to see the damaged parts. So another way to mask it is we have a special built-in feature for that, is the chlorophyll fluorescence, the pure chlorophyll fluorescence. That's this one. And again, if you put your mouse on top of it, you see it's 26,000, so 25,347. But now you can see the mask is not that good because you have a lot of noise. That's because it's really low. Well, I just measured something like 20,000, so if I put 10,000 in it, well, you see now it's a little bit too much. You can see holes are appearing in the plant. We have an option for that to say fill holes. So now the holes are filled, but in this case I would say it's a little bit too steep to use 10,000. Probably if I use 2,500, it will just be fine. You can see it's a perfect image now. So now for the chlorophyll, for the color, for the anthocyanin, chlorophyll, everything is masked out of the background. So you only mask the proper plant. We also have the button delete noise. I would always recommend to put it on. This will delete individual pixels. So if there's an individual pixel that is visible in your screen, but you don't want to raise the mask because else parts of your plants will also disappear, you press delete noise. We can also mask on spectral. We then use the near image, so this one. It's now a little bit blue because the stretch factor is on. We will be there. I will explain that later on. But if I now go to spectral, put this on 10, you see it's a normal image. And here again, you can also say, well, I'm going to take a look at the near level. It's 52,000, so it's really high. So sometimes that's beneficial because you want to really subtract it from the background, and the near level can also help you with that. And sometimes you use chlorophyll, sometimes spectral, sometimes Fv over Fm, but mainly I'm using the fluorescence because that's the most powerful, because only plant materials should have fluorescence. I will open another file to show you how important it is to put a good mask level on it. And that's this file. I will show you the original file to the color image. Again, the stretch is a little bit high. I will lower it. So it's a white background. So if I now put total image, you can see the original color image. And it will show a tray with a lot of multiple plants. And you would like to see the individual plants. But if I go to mask and I will use the same mask as I used for the ivy plant, you will see a lot of white still. And that's something I don't want to have. If I go and take a look, I'm just going to open the selector again. Look at the fluorescence image. You can see there's a big contrast between the plant that has 17,000 of signal and a tray only 3,500. So we can solve this by just increasing it to maybe 4,000. Not yet. Some parts are still in that area. So for example, here it's 5,000. Well, let's say 8. Because the plants are 15,000 or 17,000, it probably won't matter at all. So 8, and there we have all the individual plants. Again, if you want to mask it properly, for example, you have some really small plants over here, and you would say, well, I don't want to see them. You can see how big they are. So if you press here on objects, show objects, there we have it, object recognition. You press on the 46, here it is, the mask level is 71. So this plant has 71 pixels. So if I raise it to 100, you will only see plants that are bigger than 100 pixels, and all the smaller plants are deleted automatically. But again, in some cases you want to see the small plants. So if I put it on 25, all the plants that have a pixel size of 25 will be shown in your screen. So setting the proper mask level is really important, and also the way you image your plants, because I already mentioned here we have object recognition, and it's really beautiful if you mask it correctly, because then you can calculate all the morphological parameters of every individual plant. But what you also can see here on the top, if a plant is connected to each other, it doesn't work because it's based on pixels, pixel level. So if you want to measure multiple plants in the image cabinets, you should spread them out so they don't touch. In that way, maybe it takes more room for your imaging and also storage of the plants and growing them, but your analysis will be way easier. We can still solve this because, as I just explained in tutorial 1, we can use the eraser. So if I just erase this, you will see 3 will be 2 different. So now we have 3 and 19, and now the objects are separated. But then you have to save the modified file. And this will take a lot of effort because it's not only one plant probably. Here 52 maybe is something not really well. So yeah, it's a lot more work than just image it correctly. It will save you a lot of time on the image analysis software, because then it will just pretty much go automatically. You can also see it will automatically calculate the amount of objects. So it tells me now we have 179, and you can scroll down every individual one, and it will tell you the different values of every individual plant. So this was masking, really important, because with your mask you're going to do all your analysis later on in the batch analysis mode. So in the setup log, I will show you in another tutorial. But putting in the proper mask setting is really important, and be aware that if you just click on the screen and click on your plant, you can see in this case it's 19,185. The signal is that amount, and in that way you can put it into your mask. As long as you stay beneath that level, you will get rid of the noise, but the plant will pop out of the screen. Okay, so this was tutorial mask. In the next tutorial, I will show you a little bit of the stretch and the first FV over FM ranges we can set.